Oh, look, it's the game.
We got music for y'all that you ain't gonna find nowhere else. And we brought this brother here all the way from Denver, Colorado. To let you know that Hispanic Latino hip hop is hitting all over the map. And our brothers represented that shit correctly.
Yeah.
Yo, representing, hey, look, it's the gang, right? Oh, look, it's the gang. Would y'all make some noise for our brother, RIAGA?
Miami Florida, what the fuck is good, y'all?
Oh, look, it's the gang.
Todos los días, ese área, estuvieras aquí.
Oh, look, it's the gang.
Me tienes sentido pelito pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo.
Yo sé que habla claro cuando tú me dices que querías algo serio. Nunca no quise jugar la misterio. Yo te quiero, mamita. Ey, quiero que seas mía. Amaneciendo contigo todos los días. Es todo lo que pedía.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Me tienes sentido pelito pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo. Y tu negro sonríe, me iluminó. Una vez te veo, soy feliz. Tienes algo que otras mujeres no tienen. Eres mi reina, que he estado esperando. Te quiero a ti para siempre.
Eres mi reina, que he estado esperando. Te quiero a ti para siempre.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Me tienes sentido pelito pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo.
Puedo sentirte aquí.
Me tienes sentido pelito pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí, ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí, ahora ahora mismo.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Dímelo, RIAGA. Ay. Dímelo,
Oh, look, it's the gang. So I want to welcome everybody here to episode 116 of Let's Get Activated podcast. We are streaming live right now on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com. We are also on the Tattoo Shop Radio, Culture Shock Radio, Raptor Music FM, and Cuzzle FM, powered by Zeno.fm. I want to introduce my special guest tonight. You know, we got artist, producer, engineer, entrepreneur. RIAGA is in the building.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's the
It's the
gang.
gang.
How you doing, family? What's up with you?
Man, feeling good, feeling blessed. You know, dope slogan, by the way. You got to just smile when you say it.
Yeah, you got to. It just makes you feel happy, you know? Makes you feel happy.
Definitely. I can tell we're going to, definitely have, a dope show tonight. You know, we got to start it, with some concert footage of yours, and then, that dope new single, Aki, that's out. So do you kind of want to go over that concert footage that we just saw? And then of course the, the visual.
Yeah, for sure. So, last 2 weeks of April, we had this very strong run with all of our shows coming up. We did something in Denver at the Marquee Theater, opening for my boy Hash. I know Hash has been on here before, so shout out Brody. Yeah, we had to shut it down for bro one time, so we made sure we did that. And then the following week, we went to Miami and performed at Leak and Beard's Brewery. That was my first time in Miami, getting to know the people there, getting to know the music scene out there. I was just truly thankful, truly blessed, to be traveling for my music,
Yeah, it looked like a vibe. I seen,
Super.
Sky Zoo was in the building too.
Yes, Lord. Yeah, Sky Zoo was in the building. He killed that. Number of bars for like 30 minutes to an hour. It was amazing to see.
Yeah, that's really dope. And then the visual and the song Aki. I mean, I was back here vibing backstage.
You feel me? I was there too. I was hitting my little you feel me? I was getting my sazon on, you feel me?
Yeah. That was dope. What was of the premise behind that and the video creation behind it?
Man, honestly, at this point, with me and my manager, shout out my manager, Sean Asakura. He does all of my video work and he helps with like my publishing and stuff like that. With reggaeton, we ain't try to make it too super duper conceptual. It was more so just like, let's just make sure that we have the right aesthetic with like the Latin flair from everybody and making sure that there's some sort of like party theme going on. In early days of reggaeton, everyone was getting it cracking in the basement. So we try to recreate that a little bit in there. And, the upstairs scene, like us looking fly and whatnot, that was kind of what it was. It's just all performance and just making sure we had a dope aesthetic.
Well, I like it. Great vibe, and I definitely got to shout out to you. You're welcome for your versatility, because you sing, but you do rap, and I definitely tapped into everything, that you do. So that's really great.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. It's tired of waiting on people and just having a vision. Just decided to do it all myself for the most part. So.
Definitely, I see you rocking the merch, the merch right there as well.
Oh, look, it's the gang. Yes, Lord. Yeah, you can get these through us, $30 a pop.
Nice. And I was kind of, reading up on you, doing my research, and I see that you started that up as far as the slogan in 2018. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2018. The slogan, how it even came about in the first place. Back in my drinking days when I used to drink heavy, I'm a big goofball when I'm drunk. And, the creative side of me, I be thinking of bars or just like different things, just creative things when I'm under the influence. And I just thought to myself, like, what would Fat Albert say if he saw all of his friends together? I feel like the narrator himself would be like, oh, look, it's the gang, and I kind of just started saying that. We was at a show backstage in Denver and I started saying that, and everybody kind of heard it. It was like, oh, that's fresh, bro. That's just funny as fuck. And then everybody just kind of started saying it back to each other. And then once I started going to other venues, I started going to other events. Every time they would see me, they'd be like, oh, look, it's the gang. And it kind of just stuck from there. And then that's when I made the actual tag for it. I started putting it in my music, and it kind of just became a brand and just became like a movement all by itself from there, honestly.
Wow. Well, definitely a great movement that you have going on, for sure.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And I know you've been, in this game, for a while and everything like that. I know, like, reading more up on you, I know, like, your name kind of came from your mother's maiden name, correct? So,
yeah.
So where did, how did you just get your start, like, growing up, like, music, like, where did you find your voice or your talent, I should say?
Yeah, for sure. So I've been rapping since I was 10 years old. And how it all started was I had like a very bad day at school. Like I used to get bullied a lot in elementary school. And I just ran home crying one day. And like I just ran in my room and it's just like crying until I couldn't anymore. And once I started feeling better, I just flipped on the TV and I seen that 106 in Park was on, classic AJ and Free.
Yeah.
And I just saw what, each artist was doing on the countdown. And I just thought to myself, like, I'm going to write a rap to feel better real quick, do something therapeutic, like have some sort of positive outlet for me. And then from there, it was just like everything just started flowing. I just started rapping at school, started getting into ciphers, started going into the studio. First got into the studio at 16 with my rap group at the time, Bone Deep. And then from there, just like, just slowly climbing the ranks, just slowly making a buzz around the town and doing bigger shows, doing better shows. And yeah, I mean, 15 years later, we're here now, honestly.
Wow. That's really inspiring because, there's so many different reactions to bullying, as horrible as it is. So it's very admirable that you took music, and kind of made something out of that.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've never been like a fighter until I got older, saying having to defend myself and survive certain instances. But I've always just been the quiet kid, just kind of like to myself and just, just me and my mind, me and my mind, my body and spirit. And that's just kind of how I carried myself from there. And it's kind of where writing just came in. It's just like super duper therapeutic. I was always designing like, like a shoe or making some sort of like artsy thing. Like I've always been pretty invested in art, but like I felt like this is the one that just like, that was like my stamp. That was like my signature, being like an MC, being an artist in that realm,
Got you. And when did production and engineering come into play?
Actually, engineering came in way sooner than producing. I got into production actually 3 years ago, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years ago. Engineering has been a journey because technically I've been engineering since I was like 17. Because being in a basement with a microphone, got to figure out how to mix and master, like not having necessary education and just like the knowledge to make a quality product. I didn't know how to do anything like that yet. From there, I was doing that on my own for a while. And then once I turned 21, I decided to go to the Art Institute and just like get an actual degree in like audio production and actually learn how to do all this stuff. So I did that for 4 years. And then I was professionally in studios from like 25 up till now. So yeah, engineering has been around for about 10 years, but I'd say I'd be doing it professionally for like 6 or 7 at this point. 7 years.
Great. That's great. Hey, that way you can get it done and sound the way you want it to sound. So nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure. And it costs less. You feel me? The budget looks different now. You know what I mean? When we can do our own stuff. So
that's true. That makes a lot of sense. Just having that business mindset, along with doing, your art as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it takes real dedication to be great at each of these things, because you don't want to be just good or decent at it. Like if you want to wow people, you got to be great at each thing that you kind of go into. So I make sure that I treat my engineering like I do my rapping, my singing like my rapping, my producing like my rapping, So yeah, it's taken us a long way. You know what I mean?
That's right. Doing the right thing. And you know, and like I was kind of saying earlier, just the versatility too, because I know that you were kind of growing up into multiple genres, which is a great thing too.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just growing up, being in a mixed household, my dad is downstairs bumping Tupac, Biggie, LL Cool J, BB King, James Brown, you know what I'm saying? Everything that's in Black culture. And then
Mm-hmm.
my mom upstairs, being a Latina, she's listening to stuff like Enrique Iglesias. You feel me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
but she's also listening to like rock and roll, so like Bon Jovi, John Denver, stuff like that. So I had a variety, like just growing up and just seeing all that, and that's definitely a benefit and an advantage to being brought up in a mixed household and being in a mixed culture. Is just like you're not one dimensional.
Right.
And you're not supposed to be. So my music reflects that, and I make sure that, I mean, my music is for everybody, but it's for particular people at the same time. It's just like if you vibe with these fusions and these like creative looks on certain genres, like you'll love my music. So.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I've definitely tapped in. I got to shout out, Miss Desi, because she was hitting me up.
Yes, Lord.
She had me tapped in a while ago, which is dope.
Yeah, shout out Des. She's the greatest manager in the world. I'll say that until we die. For real, for real. She's on it. She's done so much for myself and DJ Coast of Team Lit G. She really keeps our head on straight and makes sure she keeps her head on a swivel. So we're only grateful for her. She made this happen. So I'm grateful we can even talk here today, because of her.
Yeah, she's dope. Tying everything together. Her and I just been kind of talking behind the background. It's a great person, and Coast is coming on next week. So
yes, I can't wait to see that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. You're gonna love Coast. He has a great personality, and he runs his own show too. So I think y'all are gonna have a great show. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and I've seen him he's in the video too, so that's
yeah. We made sure we got him right, man. He needed some dope chicks next to him, and feel like the DJ that he actually is, because he's come a long way too. Like he's put in his 10,000 hours. He's probably at 100,000 hours at this point. So yeah, had to make sure like I let him shine in some way in the video.
Mm-hmm. That's great. I kind of been just checking everybody out, and noticed that we know like a lot of the same people. I swear this entertainment world is small.
Yeah, it really is. Like we're all in the same markets trying to do the same thing. I mean, music brings us all together though. It's nothing but one love and community. You have your assholes here and there, some dickheads here and there, but nonetheless, like once you find the right people, once you find your village, you'll be fine. That's why I'm never vexed about who I run into and how this person feels or that person feel. I'm like the great people that I love and know, they'll come. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It definitely, will come to you. And I gotta get back to performances. I do see that you opened for Tech-9, I think last year too.
Yeah, last year in August. That was the biggest thing that I've done in my career so far. And I'm super proud and happy and grateful for that opportunity, honestly.
Wow. What was that energy like just being on that type of stage?
Man, it was completely different. I mean, coming up in Denver, of all places, where it's not even like a hip hop city like that at all to begin with, you're already going through a lot of constraint with trying to get people to shows and, make your show look important and look valuable and look glamorous. Like you're going to have a fun time performing for me. So the Tech-9 show, it was like struggling with the crowd of like 10 to 20 people trying to get them on your side, and all of a sudden going to 3,500 to 4,000 people. Like it felt like a huge release and a huge relief, because I didn't have to try as hard, but I ended up trying hard anyway, because this is the biggest moment of my career, and to have fans like just like true fans, like people that don't know who you are, like they didn't hear of you, they don't know your name, they didn't see you grow up, or they don't know you from Mr. Todd's science class or something like that. Yeah, just seeing all those fans like come to me and just see me as like the next big artist and want to follow up with my music, want to buy my merch, and want to follow and share my stuff. Like it was something I've ever experienced before. Like it was incredible. It was incredible. It was a high for real, for real.
Wow, that's exciting. I love to see it. Working with a lot of artists myself, I just love to see, artists being able to just come on stage and feel that energy and just share their art with, so many people. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's super excited and it's super validating as well. You know, because when you're an artist and you're kind of like to yourself with your music, and there's not a lot of people following up with your music already, you kind of start doubting yourself and like you figure like, oh, this ain't good. I'm not good enough. Maybe I should quit, or like maybe I should have gotten a real job instead. Like you start going through those things, but when you go through those type of moments, like it just gives you infinite validation. That's kind of what I've been telling all of my friends and everybody. I'm like, I've been living in infinite validation ever since that moment. Like I can go into any room and just like be myself, and be more insecure, be more secure, and just like be more of a presence. Like I don't feel like I'm unseen anymore.
Right. Exactly. And I'm glad you spoke about being yourself, because that's the most important thing. People are going to respect you for the person that you are, not trying to be like somebody else. So I'm definitely with that.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I always say, I mean, being yourself, you're teaching somebody new about the world,
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's so true. That's
Hmm.
so true. And what do you have like going on for the rest of the year? Because I know you busy. You gotta be. I know it.
Yeah.
Some shows or something.
Nah, we definitely outside with it. Me and the team, what we like to do, we like to hard plan our first 3 months and then soft plan the 3 months after that. So essentially we're planning out 6 months worth of work, and whether it be performances or getting music done or music videos, collaborations, like we really stay on top of all that stuff. So with that being said, we're supposed to have a show in Denver, like about the first week of June.
Hmm.
We're supposed to do something with that. We're supposed to have another show around like July in Scottsbluff again. That's where the Tech Nine show was, in Scottsbluff, Nebraska. We're just going to build off the fan base that we made out there. We're supposed to be around like July 21st. We might have another show in Denver early July before that, but yeah, we're probably going to have some more music releases. So you'll probably see another visual come out until then.
Nice. I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask.
Mhm.
I'm like, wait a minute now. I know we got some more music in the
You already know.
cut.
Yeah. I mean, my team's on my ass right now. They're like, bro, we need 60 songs before the year is up. I'm like, damn. Okay. I got it. But fuck. I'm like, all right then. Yeah, we're in it. Dude. Everybody's bought into the movement. Everybody's bought into the vision. And I'm only grateful for the team, man.
Wow, that's a great vision. Well, 60 songs. Well, what is like, just for what's an example like of your creative process?
Yeah, for sure. So I would say it's probably in two different ways, maybe
Mhm.
three. There's one where I'm not the producer, and then there's one where I am the producer. Where I am the producer, pretty much I just make beats until my fingers fall off. Yeah, so I make sure that I get at least like 10 to 20 beats in, and then from there I have enough to at least pick through and just see like, okay, this is going to be a reggaeton record, this is going to be a twerk song, this is going to be on some Nas shit, this is going to be for the hustlers. You kind of like start making those distinctions, and then from there that's when the writing process starts. So that could take like all in one day, or that could be like a week, or like maybe 3 months from now. You just never know. So that's kind of where it is with that as far as production on my end. When I'm not producing, pretty much the beat just tells me everything. If one of my producers, like if someone like my producer Sense, who made the Yaki record,
Mhm.
if he sends me something, I'm like, oh, bro, I hear it this way. And then I'll record it and knock it out. And then we go through the mixing process and engineering from there. But yeah, it just works like that, basically. It's like those type of things. Or like I'll sit down with a producer and then we'll make a beat from scratch. And then we'll go from there, and you kind of treat the process that I do with like when I'm producing a record. So yeah, it just depends. I mean, music is all about emotion. So
Mhm.
yeah, you got to go based off of what's emotion is going on in a room, whether it's with yourself or with two people, four people, five people. Either way, just emotions everywhere. You feel me?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Makes a lot of sense for sure. Got to feed off that vibe and energy.
yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Hmm.
And I know you were mentioning like collaborations. So like for somebody to, let's say someone reaches out and wants to work with you, like what would it be about them that would make you interested in working with them?
For the most part, is professionalism.
Mhm.
Professionalism is going to speak to me way more than anything else, because I know that you're treating this as serious as I am. You know, like I got 4 managers and a producer on the squad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we go over everything every week. You know, like we make sure we get meetings in and we make sure that we have our notes and stuff like that. Everything from pre-production to post-production to live venues to, you know, what is DJ Coast doing for this weekend? You know, like we go over that stuff a lot. So if you show any, like even half of those tendencies, I'll be more inclined to do business with you.
Mm-hmm.
And also from there, of course, the music got to be great.
Right.
Music got to be good. I mean, I'm not just making anything with anyone. Like we're past certain levels. Like we're not Jay-Z, but we are in a space where it's like, okay, we got to be selective with who we work with and what shows we take.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can go from performing for Tech Nine and then go to you know, an open mic if you don't work correctly. You know, that type of stuff happens. So we want to make sure that we keep the value at an all-time high. You know, so for as long as there's professionalism, the music is good, and you know, we have some sort of budget. You know, like because we want to market stuff together. You know, marketing is an entirely different beast. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's one thing to create a song, but to get it out there to the world and actually have real people like in their eyes, like on you and your music, like that's a different task. So if they're coming with some sort of marketing budget, with some sort of plan, if we come together with a plan, like I'll be more inclined to work with an artist. I'm not making music just because anymore, you know?
Mm-hmm. I love and respect that. That's why I had to have you, you know, answer that question because, you know, there's some artists tapping in. So
Yeah,
we
for
might
sure.
be reaching out to you.
Nah,
So.
for sure. And it's all because of you, Samantha, and I appreciate you for it.
Hey, no, I appreciate you. You are just saying, you know, like the team that you have, and you know, so you know, obviously, with the you wanted to be professional and how you market, you coming on the show, it's very humbling to me too. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right, for sure.
it's putting your work out there. Like I was doing a flyer, I was like, "Ooh, I hope they like it," because I do all that on my own. That's
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah. Fingers crossed. And you, let me tell you, you did amazing. You did
Thank
amazing.
you.
It looked like you were an actual graphic designer because you are an actual graphic designer. Fuck that.
Maybe I need to add that to my 10 titles.
Yeah, add that to the resume, Queen. You deserve it. Talk your shit.
You know, well, you heard it first on Activated, you guys. I'm gonna start adding that so y'all start seeing that in the bio.
Yes, the graphic designer is activated. You feel me?
Hey, no, that's important though. Presentation is key when you're doing a flyer or anything. It's got to, you know, from start to finish.
Yeah, for sure. And me and the team, we talk about that a lot. We go over flyers, like the whole team has to sign off before any flyer happens, you know. So yeah,
Nice.
you did great. You did great. You did great.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely for sure. And also kind of want to talk about like the youth, you know what I mean? Because, you know, we're all at an age, we got the youth looking up to us, you know, we want to do like a give back to the culture and things like that. So
Right.
if someone, you know, young is kind of coming up to you and just wanting advice in general about this, you know, industry, if, you know, if they're wanting to get into it, what would be your advice?
Man, that's a loaded question. It's like doing music professionally, it's so much to it and it's so multi-dimensional and you have to be multifaceted to navigate it. Like the way that you want to be successful in it, you know, if you want to be successful, you gotta roll with the punches. But what I would tell a kid and any young adult, any person that wants to be involved in the music industry or just involved in entertainment, you know, because some people ain't even in the music industry, they're just in entertainment. So
Right.
whether it's music industry or entertainment itself, first thing is just like you can't quit and you won't quit, because if you love this the way that you say that you do, like failure doesn't necessarily scare you. It won't necessarily phase you or stop you from being the artist or being the person that you were meant to be. Because we do a lot of soul searching within this profession. It's always evolution. You always learn something. There's always negativity and positivity that you have to endure, and sometimes it comes at you at once. Something that I brought up to the team, or not even to the team, to my friends, I would say like 40% of it is, the actual music and, the fun parts that you see. But 50% of it is like knowing how to navigate through controversy, conflict resolution. Like you deal with people that aren't professional, you deal with crooks, you deal with ignorance. How are you going to navigate through all of this, not let it leak to the public, and still walk with a smile on your face and not let it affect your bag or let it affect your opportunity? Like you plan on getting paid, you better have tough skin. That's a E40 bar. Like ever since he said that, I just live with that. So it's just don't quit. And if you love it enough, you'll roll with the punches, and always live in your value. Always live in your value. Don't let anybody determine who you are as a person. Don't let anybody determine your worth as a creative, the things that you do. You have a great idea. It just takes a while for people to catch on. So always live in your value.
Ooh, love that advice. Amazing advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
I read a book once,
Oh God. Hilarious. Yep, see, that's the comedic humor coming out.
You feel me? Yeah. I'm a funny guy, you know what I'm saying? I like having fun with my friends. That's because that's all we're doing. We're just having fun, Like it's not that serious, you feel me?
Right. Look, laughter is healthy,
Yeah,
that's
that part.
therapeutic. You gotta laugh.
Yeah, 1000%. We deserve it,
For sure. For all the hard work put in, you damn right.
That part, yeah.
So kind of this is kind of a piggyback kind of off of everything you said, but just for you, like what inspires you just to continue on, not even just as artist, but with everything you're doing and in life, what keeps you inspired?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, excuse me, and at this point I would say my happiness is definitely a driving force, definitely inspirational. I would say, of course, like family and friends, like all the positive things that I didn't have in life for a very long time. Those are the things that kind of drive me, and then from there it's it's kind of like that athlete mentality of, I'll be up at 4 a.m. in the gym and, get my shots up and wanting to be the best and all that. That kind of comes second, but first is just living in the happiness that I worked so hard to be in. Because for a very long time, I tell my friends this a lot too, like for most of my life, I didn't realize until I was like 27, 28 that I was living in depression. Like I had no inclination about me being sad, anxious, full of rage, full of, gloominess. Like I wasn't aware of any of those things until I started taking accountability for how I felt and not letting people get to me and wanting to grow. Cause I've always had a desire to grow. You feel me? But I never grew out of depression or sadness. And once I did that, it was like, oh, I love it here in happiness. So yeah, my happiness of what I built now, like this is the greatest thing that could ever happen to me, and I let that be a driving force. Music made me feel better. Now music makes me happy, so that's kind of like my driving force, and then it's the people, then it's the accolades and everything else will fall into place for as long as you're doing it for the right reasons.
Most definitely. And you can spread that happiness on to the world.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what we're doing now, right? Just like showing the music and people tapping in. It's like, yeah, it's nothing but love over here. I'm not in it for the wrong reasons,
Right. Most definitely. And and one more deep question I gotta ask you.
Yeah, I'm here. I got you.
Yeah, I got you. So what legacy does RIAGA want to leave behind?
That's a beautiful question. That's such a beautiful question. No one has ever asked me that, and you are amazing for that. You're activated. Thank
you.
I'm about to activate now. The legacy that I want to leave behind. I mean, the legacy that I want to leave behind is that, I guess more or less, I've never phrased it this way, but I would say that I cared about humanity. I cared about people. I cared about the emotions, the intellect. cared about breaking down the barriers and the boundaries of art, human nature for that matter, that my life represented all of progress. I'm the product of progress. That's really what I wanted to really just share, is it's like one brick at a time. You can become whoever you want to become for as long as you dedicate your mind to it. One thing that I live by all day, every day is determination creates domination. And in the competitive aspect, that's definitely what I've done. But the determination led me to just a more fruitful life and being a more loving and caring human being just through that. So I want my legacy to mean like nothing but spiritual wealth. You know, that's what I want to leave when it's all said and done.
Wow. Amazing legacy right there. Spiritual wealth. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all that.
Yeah.
That's all we have by the end of the day. We have ourselves, you know. Like,
that's true.
Bills will be extinct one day, you know, but all we have is, you know, our mind, body, and spirit. What do we do with that, though?
You're right. You're right about that. Sure can't take it with us, so we got to just, pass it on to the next for sure.
Yeah, that part.
Wow. Amazing. And then where can people tap into you? Where can they find you?
Word, for sure. So all of my social media, I know y'all see it right there at El Rey RIAGA. That's on everything. That's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. I might even start a Twitch real quick. You know what I mean?
Might as well.
But yeah, all social media platforms I'm there. Spotify, Apple Music, type in RIAGA, one of the very few RIAGAs out there. There's another one from Ecuador, but you know, he's South American too, so shout out to him. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, just type in RIAGA, you'll see all my music pop up from there.
Definitely. And you guys definitely follow on the IG, because also in the bio, I'm a stickler on this. Read the bio because it has the contact information too. Professionals, pro tip.
Yeah, that part. We got the link tree, all that. The APK is the first thing you see on there. You feel me?
Yep. And that gets you to everywhere. I'm a big, my team, they'll laugh. I'm a big stickler on read the bio. It takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, because I seen your Facebook. It said you were a manager, so I know you on their helmet too. I know you on their helmet.
Yep, they know. That's how it is. So me and Des, Desi, we can definitely relate.
Yeah, that's where y'all get along, because she be on my ass, boy.
Yeah. But hey, because she cares, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I'm all right with it. I'm like, all right, I got you.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And and I know we're speaking about her, but what shout outs do you want to give as well?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I want to thank God. I'll treat this like an Oscar real quick. I want to thank God for, just allowing me to be me, and letting me live for this long, and do the things I've been doing all these years. Shout outs to my mom and dad. We've been through a lot together as a family and individually. So, yeah, thank you to them. Thank you to Team OLED G for believing in me. A lot of them has stuck with me anywhere from 10 to 15 years. Lowest has been like 5 years. So the fact that they're willing to be there through all of my evolution. Thank you to Team OLED G. Sean Asakura, Desi the Promo Queen, DJ Kos, and Kendrick of RM3. Thank you to my friends and family. And, shout out to everybody who tapped into this. Shout out to everybody who's a new fan, an old fan, has seen me from top to bottom. Like, I'm just grateful to even be here. So I love all y'all.
Hey, great shout out, for sure. And definitely people, if y'all missed the live, it's on all these streaming platforms, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com, 4 radio stations too, Tattoo Shop Radio, Culture Shock Radio, Wapter Music FM, and Cuzzle FM, so it's definitely going to be activated.
Yeah, I had to look at all those when I was promoting. I was like, damn, she's gripped up with all these outlets. Like, let me find out. But yeah, I appreciate you just having me on here, with your new audience. And, I really respect you and what you do. Barely even know you. This is our first time talking. But no, I'm super grateful for you, though. Thank you so much.
Hey, super grateful, for you too. It's definitely a dope, vibe. That's what it's about. And you still have my continued support. It doesn't just end here on Activated.
Oh, yeah, likewise. I'm going to be sending you a shirt. Don't
Hey,
even trip. I got you. I got you in the white and black Jones. You feel me?
hey, I appreciate it. And I do brand ambassador too. So when I get it, I will definitely, do a photo and promote and all that. That's what I do too. Just to,
Yeah.
show my love back. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. I appreciate that. Yeah, you got any merch? We gonna rock it over here too. You got love in Denver, no cap.
Hey, I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate everybody too for tapping in. Humbly appreciate you and your team. This was a dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. Episode 116.
Oh, look, it's the gang.
Hey.
You know what the fuck going on.
Oh, and, we probably should, maybe close it out like with the encore of our key. What do you think?
Oh yeah, let's get that popping.
Definitely.
I'm here for it.
Definitely. Do you want to do like an intro to it?
Yeah,
before
we professional. We ain't new to this. We true to this. You feel me? You rocking with RIAGA, the holy hybrid. Oh, look, it's the gang is in the building. And you're listening to our key featuring After Party, produced, mixed, and mastered by Sense. Let's get it.
Hey, let's go. Peace and love, everybody.
On it.
Todos los días. Ese área. Esto vieras.
Oh, look, it's the
Puedo
gang.
sentirte aquí. Me tienes sentido que listo pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo.
Yo sé que habla claro cuando tú me dices que querías algo serio, aunque no quieres jugar en mi periodo. Yo te quiero, mamita. Ey. Quiero que seas mía, amaneciendo contigo todos los días. Es todo lo que pedía.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Me tienes sentido que ni te pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo. Tu nero sonríe, me ilumino una vez que te veo. Soy feliz, tienes algo que otras mujeres no tienen. Eres mi reina que he estado esperando. Te quiero a ti para siempre.
Eres mi reina que he estado esperando. Te quiero a ti para siempre.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Me tienes sentido que ni te pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo.
Puedo sentirte aquí.
Me tienes sentido que ni te pondré. Te necesito aquí. Cuando estoy sin ti pierdo la cabeza. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo. Te quiero aquí ahora mismo. Te necesito aquí ahora mismo.
Puedo sentirte aquí. Dímelo, RIAGA. Na, 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 na.